Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all of you to the new location for the 15th annual Connecticut Renaissance Fair and for a bird show that we call Birds of the Gauntlet. This beautiful red bird is not a bird of prey. She's a scarlet macaw. Her name is Scully. Few people realize that in the wild and domestic situations, parrots eat meat. They are omnivores just like we are. These meat items come from the usual sources the birds consume, which are insects, grubs, and the like, but parrots will occasionally eat carrion, especially marrow carrion. A group of macaws will fly down to the skeleton of a carcass that has been stripped clean by other scavengers. With their powerful beaks, are able to break open the bones and eat the marrow inside. One of Scully's favorite treats at home are cooked bones, pork chops, steak, even chicken and turkey bones, and she really enjoys the marrow. When Christopher Columbus came back from the New World, part of the treasures he brought back were living treasures. Plants, animals, and birds, scarlet macaws amongst them. Parrots make wonderful pets for the right person as long as you understand what is involved when a parrot is in your household. They are far more challenging and demanding than what the average pet store will tell you. Parrots have traits called vices. You cannot eliminate these traits, only learn to deal with them. The first thing the parrots do, the frustrated owner says, scream extremely loud at about 110 decibels. To give you an idea how loud that really is, 90 decibels can cause hearing damage. This is a wonderful way for parrots to communicate when they are living in the deep rainforest, but if you live in a one-bedroom apartment, a large macaw like Scully is not the right parrot for you. Remember, even the quietest of parrots at the minimum will scream at dawn to disperse the flock to go forage, again at dusk to bring the same flock back into roost into the parrots, that is, the other members of the household. Another thing the parrots do that frustrate owners is they bite extremely hard. Biting is another form of communication, but this is one of the last resorts. All birds communicate by using body language. It is your responsibility as that bird's human to learn birdie body language, because if you don't pay attention to what your parrot is trying to tell you, they will bite you to get their point across. They are willful, independent, have no desire to please the humans in their household, and what used to please them. So think about it. They are a feathered 2-year-old child that happens to have a pair of pliers on the end of the head, and they never outgrow the terrible tooth. They're very demanding and challenging, but yet they have wonderful traits as well. We love the colors. They're far more intelligent than what was originally thought. As she can demonstrate, she just demonstrated she's very loving and affectionate, but can be a very moody and jealous pet. That can turn into a real problem when they try to chase others out of your house that they consider to be competition. Despite these shortcomings, parrots are the third most popular pet in the world because they do something that no other animal in the world can do, and that is they talk. Now, Scully, what would you like to say to these nice people that have come out here on this beautiful fall day? There you go. She is a talking parrot. That is no assurance that the parrot you bring home will talk. All parrots have the ability to talk, mimic human speech. Some can even do sound effects. Can you imagine a parrot that can mimic your smoke alarm at full volume? A friend of mine's African gray has learned all of her credit card numbers. Feathered identity theft, think about that. So if you'd like a parrot at home, remember to do your research first. Make sure your parrot will be a welcome addition rather than a headache you wish it would not brought home. Scarlet macaws are an endangered species in their native habitat, which is Central and South America. They currently are declining in numbers in the wild, but they will never become extinct because there are private aviaries and individuals all over the world. People love these birds as much as we do. To keep them as breeding stock, pets, and companion animals. We only hope that there's always a wild population for us to enjoy as well. She loves this. Yes, Scully, giving her a good head scratch. Now, Scully, in a few moments, we're going to be bringing out some really fierce birds of prey. Hawks, falcons, and owls. Oh, my. And some of them like to eat scarlet macaws. They say it tastes like chicken. You're the other white meat. So what do you have to say about that, Scully? Can you say it nice and clear? Can you say... There we go, everyone. Let's have a hand for the beautiful red bird, our Scully, the scarlet macaw. Very good, Scully. Thank you, Scully, and thank you, everyone. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kitty Carroll. I'm a master falconer, practicing falconry for around 40 years. I am also an eagle falconer, one around 50 currently licensed in this country, one of 7 women eagle falconers. My husband and assistant is Sir Peter Brasspool. He'll be helping me with the birds that we use in our program. We're here to tell you a bit about the art of falconry, which is the art of using trained birds of prey for hunting. This is a very old hunting sport. It started nearly 10,000 years ago in either the steppes of China or in the Middle East. And to this day, both these cultures have a strong falconry tradition. When Western Europe came in contact with these people through the silk trading crusades, it spread to Western Europe, became immensely popular, to the point that the birds were exchanged as diplomatic gifts. Decisions of state were not made anywhere but over a field of falcons. And at one time or another, these birds were literally worth the king's ransom. When King Richard the Lion-Hearted was returned back to England after his long capture, part of his ransom was 2 white falcons from the north. Now we're going to start off in a few moments with a beautiful bird from the New World. Her name is Tabasco. She's a herring-hawk, a resident of the desert Southwest. When you visit these birds in their desert environment, note that they will use just about any perch they can find, even catching at times each other's shoulders. When they're on each other's shoulders, that is called stacking or laddering. With birds of prey, the female is the larger and more powerful of the 2 genders. She will protect her nest and young. Her small and more aggravate will catch smaller and more easily digested prey items for baby birds of prey to eat, called hyacinths. Ready to go back, pretty girl? There she goes, right on in, everyone. Our beautiful Tabasco, the female herring-hawk. Now, the next 2 birds we're going to show you are beautiful falcons that are quite commonly found in this area. You have probably seen these pretty little falcons sitting on a post or wire and not even realize it, for they are quite small, only about the size of a blue jay. In Europe, they're called wind hovers or hoverhawks. In America, we call them chili hawks, hoverhawks. Sparrowhawk is the most common nickname for America's smallest falcon. Sir Peter's bringing out our American kestrel named Osceola, who displays the typical blue wings of the male. He's a handsome fellow, considered the most colorful bird of prey in the world as well. So get a good look at him. He's a handsome little guy. Now I'm bringing out our little female whose name is Irene. She has brown wings. Kestrels are one of the few birds of prey that do have a color difference between males and females. She's a little bit smaller too, which is unusual. So she's a southern kestrel from the southern part of Florida, and they're a little bit smaller. And she's a pretty little girl. These are also a bird of prey that you can invite to reside on your property by providing nest boxes for them. In the wild, they nest in dead hollow trees, so nest boxes are an excellent substitute. Not only are kestrels beautiful, they're very beneficial. They eat insects and mice as part of their regular diet. If you're interested in making your property more wildlife friendly, there's a great program called Backyard Habitat Program by the National Wildlife Federation. You get your property certified wildlife friendly. It also actually adds value to your property. The best part about this program is you don't need a large parcel of land. Even the smallest suburban lot or even your container garden on your apartment porch can qualify. Because remember, habitat is everywhere. It's a great program. Feel free to pick up one of our cards at the end of the show and go to our links page. It's linked right there. We want to tell you a little bit about these 2 birds because they were both found injured in the wild. Osceola suffered a very common injury with birds. He collided into a window. He had fractured his wing, actually compressed his spine. He did heal up, but the wing did not heal up well enough for him to be released into the wild. Birds do need perfect wings to survive. But Irene's story is very different. This little bird was found inside the engine of a FedEx jet when it landed. Shockingly enough, she is still alive. Her feathers were stained, her face and feet were terribly burned, and she did heal up, but if you look closely, her beak is malformed and her feet lost all the talons as well. So just like Osceola, these 2 birds have a new career as educational birds. Now sometimes I get Irene to tell her very fierce and distinctive call of the kestrel. Can you tell me how fierce you are, little Irene? Irene? Irene, come on. There you go, everyone. Very good little girl. What a pretty little girl she is. Now you notice that we do put our birds back into their training boxes for their own personal safety. Larger birds of prey do have a tendency to eat their smaller cousins. Irene's going in, everyone. And the next bird flying out in our program is a beautiful owl whose name is Newton. Newton is a barn owl, the most nocturnal of all species of owl. Owls you most frequently see are dawn or dusk-ray, the great horned owl, or the barred owl. Sir, you need to bring your dog away from the bird show. They will not perform with dogs present. Thank you. The no pet zone. All right. All right. Now, owls have one feature that people absolutely love, which is their beautiful faces. That dish or heart-shaped face is actually a parabolic sound receptor. Following what they hear to the ears and the sides of the hair, which are placed asymmetrically. Owls use a crooked one at times and the other and tilted at a different angle. This gives all owls, but barn owls have the best directional hearing of any creature on earth. Many times they don't even need to see their prey or hear it rustling around on the ground. So I'm going to demonstrate that ability and have Newton fly out to the sound of my voice.
Wow, isn't that beautiful?
There he is, everyone. Hi, Newton. Very good little boy. And if you listen carefully, notice that he does not hoot. Barn owls make a variety of noises other than hoots, which make them responsible for a lot of the hauntings in the old buildings that they occupy. Unfortunately, they are declining in numbers in the wild once farming practices have changed. Wooden barns and silos, which are ideal for them to hunt from a nest in, have been replaced with metal buildings. Wise farmers and landowners realize the rodent control value of owls, so putting up nest boxes and perching platforms for owls to hunt from. One pair of barn owls in the spring was observed bringing 23 mice to the nest in a 1.5 hour period. Excellent natural rodent control, considered to be far more ecologically sound than using cats. Studies have shown that cats for rodent control present a lot of problems. Instead of killing destructive rodents, cats kill our songbirds. Well over 100,000 songbirds each day, adding up to close to 4 billion birds a year, are killed by this invasive species. Cats were introduced to the Americas, just like things like starlings, pigeons, and cockroaches as well. So there's the Cats Indoors program to educate cat owners about the hazards to our wildlife of letting cats free range outside. Great program gaining press and momentum nationwide. Feel free again to link to our site. Now, Sir Peter's brought out our beautiful barred owl whose name is Norton. Norton was found hit on the side of the road in upstate New York, and he had some permanent crippling injuries from the auto collision. His left eye is blind from the retina being separated, his left wing is fused at the wrist from the bones being broken. Inadvertently, we are all responsible for such injuries. I don't know if anyone who tosses trash in the road, but if you are done with a food item, an apple core, a piece of crust, you toss that on the side of the road, you attract rodents. In turn, it attracts our predators. Well over 60,000 birds of prey are killed on our highways each year, and let's reduce those numbers, not toss out attractive Newton's food trash. You've already seen how accurately he can hear. Owls can fly silently as a moth with their soft, muffled wings. At night, the source of light for an owl only needs to be the equivalent of a candle held 1/2 a mile away. They could also turn their heads 270 degrees due to having 14 in their bones compared to our 7. But owls do have a very poor sense of smell. To give you an idea how poor an owl's sense of smell really is, great horned owls love to kill and eat skunks. Now our owls are going back, everyone, and we have 2 other owls that you'll see in the tent at the end of the show. We have our newest owl, whose name is Webster. He's a barred owl as well, and he's in training. He's a young fellow, and he's also hit by a car and is blind in the left eye like Norton, but he can also fly. And then our largest owl in the world, which is Artemis. And you'll see her. She's the European cousin to the great horned owl, and she's sitting in the tent as well. Now, the next birds that are coming out in our program are hawk and falcon. I'll be holding the hawk Buster. Buster is a red-tailed hawk. He's also our television star. He's also 11 years old, just like Newton, Captain Fred. He's part of a PBS special that comes around each year that airs each year called My Life as a Turkey. He was part of a scene that we recreated, and we're very proud to have Buster as part of such an educational program. And Peter's brought out a beautiful falcon. His name is Baven. Baven now turns 14. Baven is unusual. He is 3/4 parakeet and 1/4 lantern falcon. how he came to be a six. His father was a captive-bred hybrid, half lanner, half peregrine, who became wayward from his falconer but was able to establish a living out in the wild. He took up a mate. The mate was a pure female peregrine, nesting occurred at the Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C. Hence his name Basin, for St. Basin, the patron saint of falconers. He's a handsome fellow. Lanners have a lot of blue on them, so he has a very bluish tint to his wings, and he has that pinkish around his eyes. He's very, very handsome, and he's a lovely little bird. But get a good look at these two, because they do look a lot alike. They have sharp talons and sharp beaks for hunting. That is where the similarity ends. Buster Beaglehawk has broad wings for soaring, softer plumage in proportion, a longer tail than our Basin, who has pointed wings for high-speed pursuit. Peregrines are the world's fastest birds. Clock at speeds exceeding 240 miles an hour in their high-speed power dives called stoops. Falcons usually stoop to overcome their prey. A falcon will stoop dive at their prey, normally a game bird, and as they do so, they will strike it with a powerful blow of their feet. Injured prey will flood it to the ground. They land on it, reach down, sever the spinal cords of a neck with a simple twist of the beak. And if you look closely, there's a little notch in the beak called a tongue tooth just for that purpose. The high-speed dive of the peregrine was confirmed by a falconer skydiver named Ken Franklin. This gentleman goes skydiving with his peregrine, and that's what we call extreme falconry. Hawks like Buster, on the other hand, are masters of maneuverability. Their long tails are used as rudders to twist and turn through trees and scrub after their quarry, which is primarily mammalian. Now, Buster at times will sun himself, and when birds sun their feathers by spreading their wings like a big fan on their back, they're actually getting vitamin D3 in their diet, an important vitamin for healthy bones, and it works by converting the oils in their feathers, the sunlight, converts the oils in their feathers to vitamin D3, and then they ingest these oils when they clean their feathers. Now, Buster's going back, everyone, as well as Basin. And we're going to have our Harris Hawks fly out for you again. We're going to have all three of our Harris Hawks. Our fourth one, Pepper, she's actually used for pest control work called falconry abatement. That is another service that we offer. It is an old technique that's finally coming back around to being used because it's totally natural and organic. Now, our Harris Hawks have a unique feature. Harris Hawks hunt in family groups, much like a pack of wolves. They even share in their prey once they're successful. These birds will have free range in this entire area. So if you brought any articles of food, especially those turkey legs, hide them from view of the hawks. I don't think any of you would appreciate a wild kingdom moment in the middle of your meal. And if you are done with your turkey leg or any meat item, do not discard even the tiniest piece on the ground. Our birds do have eyes like and they'll go looking for them. Our little Mercedes, she's figured out that she can find all kinds of goodies under the bleachers, and we're trying to discourage that. But before we get started, we do need the assistance of a young person that would like to help us in the field. Anybody out here? Okay, you in the gray shirt. Come on, you have the little girl in the gray or lavender. Come on out. All right. Okay. And what is your name, please? Coranda. Am I saying your name correctly? All right. There you go, Coranda. First, you need to put the biohazard hat on and drop the cord. You see it's a pitch cord, so it loosens it up, just like this one. There you go, Coranda. You got it in place? Is it comfortable? All right. Now the birds are going to land right above you. Is that okay? I thought you'd like that. Now you hold this, the two hands above and below the joint. All right, and the hawks will land right above you. First will be Tabasco. Tabasco is what we call our teaching or mentor hawk. She's been working with us the longest for 12 of her 16 years. There you go, pretty girl. She'll sit right up there. And then Mercedes. Mercedes is youngest. She's now 7. And she's what we call our silly hawk. You'll see in a little bit why she's so silly. And our adept little flyer, Doc, the handsome little hawk. Come on, little handsome. There we go. He's a little smaller. The girls each fly at about 800 grams. The boy, he flies at about 700 grams. Now, this is what we do. We have these birds walk around and fly around and scare them away. And that looks pretty neat, doesn't it, Coranda? You can look up. There you go. a lot of fun. Now you can turn this way. If you want to take pictures, there you go. If your family wants to take pictures, there you go. There you go, you two. Now notice that our birds enjoy the hawk food. This is a gourmet hawk food, a combination of chopped whole chicken, bell pate, and marinated minced mouse. Since our birds are predatory, we do our best to copy their natural diet that consists of the aforementioned rodents and chicks, squab, partridge, and of course game that they have caught. Predators that you have at home, your cats and dogs practice the same dietary habits if given a chance. If you watch your pets eat what they caught, note that they eat the entire animal or the viscera and intestines of larger prey. This is because predators do require vegetables in their diet, and their veggies come from consuming the stomach, intestines, and viscera of the prey they caught, or the entire carcass if it's small enough. So Peter's preparing to play a game with our hawks, so we recommend that you heed this.
Don't look up with your mouth open.
Ready, Tabasco? There's Doc. Got it. Good girl, Tabasco. Sadie lands in the weirdest spots. But she might even, that's Doc. Sadie's on the, got it, Doc? There you go, Doc. Good little boy. Sadie, show us your footwork. She's up on the list.
Aww.
There she goes. That's her message. Ground score. Now, Sadie, show us your footwork.
Come on. Hurry. Let's go. Come on.
Aww.
She's also part roadrunner. But being a bird of prey out in the wild will seem to be a wonderful way to live. You get to go out hunting whenever you're hungry, be the master or mistress of your domain. Harsh, cold fact of nature is up to 9 out of 10 of these birds that have hatched in the wild this past spring will be dead before their first birthday. Young hawks die for either injury, disease, or most commonly starvation. This is where falconry is found to be highly beneficial to the birds that we come across and train. When we take it on a migrant, train them in falconry, and release them the following year, their survival rate actually reverses. 7 out of 10 falconry birds will actually live to breeding age. Falconers were also the ones to develop techniques to breed these birds in captivity and release the progeny of these projects back into the wild, starting with the endangered peregrine. It has been over 45 years, and I'm pleased to say the peregrine is no longer endangered, and they have been removed from the list of endangered species. Thank you. We falconers are extremely proud of this leadership role that we play in restoring these beautiful birds back to nature. Now, friend, you can call these hawks. Well, they know. They see me leaning. This is Doc. This is Doc, the hawk. Each one has a little bit different tone in the bell. And you can point. Get this hand and point to the top. And here comes Tabasco. You just cue her in. There we go. And then let's turn to Mercedes. She's sitting over here. There she goes. And you can do the same thing. Point. Sadie, just point. There she goes. Now you can take her up. And there she goes right on in, everyone. All 3 back. Nice and safe and sound. Now, didn't Miranda do a wonderful job, everyone? I thought she did great. And we'll take the biohazard hat off. It did its job. There you go, Miranda. And before you go, just stand right here and turn to our lovely audience, come on this gorgeous day, and take a bow. Thank you, Johnny. You did a great job. Now, lords and ladies, we do pass the hat at the end of the show, so if any of you would like to tip the performance of the birds or the training of the falconers, it will be appreciated. So Peter's bringing up Norton, our barred owl. He's also a great photo opportunity as well. You can have your picture taken with Norton right there, right next to you. Also, if you come away from our programs, I would like you to remember this. If you happen to see a peregrine falcon out in the wild, remember to thank a falconer. Thank you again, and enjoy your stay.